This is a conversation between two queens, Agni's women. Wind moving through ancient forests, a river running very distant. Then silence. The kind that exists between the end of one story and the beginning of another. This is a place that exists neither in the Ramayana nor the Mahabharata. A clearing outside time where the great epics breathe. Here, the two queens, Sita of Mithila and Draupadi of Panchal, meet. One arrived very quietly, and the other arrived like a storm.
My pranam to you. Welcome, Sita. You are so serene and calm, just like I had imagined.
And you are exactly as I imagined too, fierce and beautiful.
They say the same about your beauty and elegance.
Beauty was never a gift for me. It was my first grief.
Yes, I know something about that. I've been waiting for centuries to speak with someone who would understand. I have always wanted to ask you, Sita. When Ravan carried you away, were you afraid?
I was, but not of Ravan. I was afraid that no one would come, and more afraid of what it would mean if they did arrive. Then my worth would be measured by whether a man chose to reclaim me.
In the Kuru court, when Dushashan dragged me by my hair, my 5 husbands sat there watching. 5 men who had pledged their lives to protect me. The silence of men you love is a different kind of terror.
Were you angry, Draupadi?
I have never stopped being angry. I wear it like a second skin. You, Sita, you, on the contrary, you seem so much at peace. How?
I'm not at peace, Draupadi. I'm done. There is a big difference. I gave my peace away slowly over many years to a husband who loved me but loved his duty more. I gave away my peace to a world that asked me to prove my purity while proving nothing of itself. I finally called the earth to take me. Draupadi, it was never a surrender. It was a refusal.
Refusal? I had never thought of it that way.
They called it pativrata, devoted wifehood. But I think I was devoted to something larger than Lord Ram.
Something larger than Lord Ram? What was it, Sita?
Yes. I was devoted to Dharma itself. And when Dharma failed me, I left. Tell me honestly, Draupadi, did you love all 5 of your husbands?
Yes. I loved each one differently. Yudhishthir. I respected him the way you respect a river that will not change its course. Bhim, he loved me so completely, it frightened me sometimes. Arjun. I loved Arjun first and the most. The way young women love warriors who are beautiful but doomed. Nakul was kind, And Sahadev saw positive things in me that no one else saw.
And were you ever lonely, Draupadi?
Every night I spent as the wife of a man who had wagered me like a gambling chip. Yes, my mind was an abode where I lived there alone. What about you, Sita? You followed Lord Ram into the forest for 14 years. Was that true love?
Yes, it was love. But it was also, I did not know yet what else I could be. The forest and my place with Lord Ram. That was the only place where I understood my own mind. Strangely, that exile taught me more than the palace ever did.
Ah, our years in the forest too. The Pandavas in exile. You know, Sita, it unmade all of us and remade us into something harder.
Draupadi, you did not become harder. You became fire.
I was born from fire. It was only a matter of time before I returned to it. Born from the sacrificial fire. Whatever they threw at me, humiliation, exile, loss, I did not diminish. I tried to burn brighter.
Jatavedam hutashanam suvarnavarnam amalam samidhyam vishvato mukham Agnim prajvalitam vande Jatavedam hutashanam suvarnavarnam amalam samidhyam vishvato mukham.
There, you hear the fire chants by the rishis. Agni is not merely fire that we see. It's a symbol of Purushottam, a symbol of Priyasti, a symbol of civilization, a symbol of Atma. Agni is part of our living. Agni is the bearer of truth, the sacred messenger who carries our unspoken realities beyond this world. In Agni's presence, there is no deceit, only revelation.
I can hear the chants of fire, that ancient trembling force transforms what it touches, purifies what it claims, renews what survives. I have stood inside that truth.
I remember your Agni Pariksha, the trial by fire. I have thought of it often. You stepped into the flames to prove you are untouched.
I stepped into the flames because Lord Ram asked me to, and because some part of me wanted to, not to prove it to him. Draupadi, you know, too much criticism from a loved one delves you into a dark space of self-doubt. I had to prove it to myself. I had survived Ravan's burning Lanka without breaking. The fire was the only witness I trusted.
But why should you have needed to prove anything?
You know why? Doubt. Doubt once spoken cannot be called back. Lord Ram loved me, but he was king first, husband second. And his people loved their doubts more than they ever loved their queen. They say differently now. I am their Sita Maiya. But in history, they were the same people who screamed the loudest.
They made you a symbol of purity. Adeshanari. Generations of women were told, be like Sita. Endure, suffer, and accept.
I know, it horrifies me. I never asked to be a symbol. I was a woman trying to hold my dignity in circumstances that kept stripping it. If they looked at my life honestly, they would see how much I refused, not how much I accepted.
You refused Ravan. That is celebrated. But when you accepted, no. When you refused Lord Ram's second exile, the earth itself took your side.
Draupadi, you came from the fire, and I from the earth. The earth was my mother. She recognized what the world would not.
And they made me a vengeful one. Draupadi, who would not tie her hair until it was washed in the blood of her enemies. As though revenge is something shameful and not the only honest response of what was done to me.
Draupadi, your anger saved the world. Without it, the Pandavas would have made peace with the Kauravas. You held them to account. Draupadi, if you could speak to a young woman today, one still inside her story, not knowing how it ends, what would you say?
Name what has been done to you loudly. Do not dress injustice in the language of tradition. Do not call your suffering your dharma. And do not wait for 5 men or 1 to decide when your humiliation is real enough to act on.
And I would say you do not have to choose between loving deeply and knowing yourself. I made that mistake. I thought devotion and selfhood were the same river. They are not. Keep them both apart. They can run alongside each other. And if the world asks you to walk into fire to prove your worth, look back at them and ask why they are not burning in it too.
Now you sound like me.
Perhaps. Perhaps I always did. Perhaps they just wrote it out of my story.
They write out what frightens them.
You're right. Women who know their own minds always frighten someone.
It is strange, Sita. I came here expecting to feel separate from you. The patient one, and the fierce, the gold, and the storm. Instead
what?
Instead, I find we are the same woman in different circumstances, different fires, but the same unbreakable resolve at the center.
Draupadi, we were people who became lessons, who became symbols, who became whatever each age needed us to be.
I wanted justice. In the end, I got a wound.
I longed to be believed. In the end, the earth was the only one who did.
I'm glad we spoke, Sita of Mithila.
As am I, Draupadi of Panchal. Go well.
I always have. Adieu, Sita.
The epics will be told again and again, as they always are. The rishis will recite them in every tongue, at every age, in every corner of the world. They will speak of battles and prophecies, of celestial weapons and gods. Somewhere inside those vast ancient stories, past all the glory, 2 women will be sitting outside time, still talking, not to kings, not to history, but to each other. Finally, irrevocably gone.
ज्वलितं वन्दे जातवेदं विलासनं सुवर्णवर्णम् अमलं समिद्धाम विश्वतो